Hey everyone. It's getting pretty wild these days, isn't it? Really intense for many people at this point on their path of ascension. There's just so much going on so many different levels. And I just hear about a lot of exhaustion and weariness. And I'm wondering, are there times lately when you feel just utterly exhausted? And when you're longing for the 5D world you imagine in your heart just becomes so powerful. It feels like you just can't go on anymore. Like you just can't take this dense, negative, mostly unawakened world one more day. And most of all, maybe you can't even take your own tendency to keep falling back into an unawakened 3D, 4D consciousness one more time. And perhaps you yearn for the sense of inner peace and freedom you envision will be possible when the shift into the fifth dimension finally takes place. Maybe you've had flashes of this, or even longer periods of time in which you've already experienced this consciousness and this experience, in which you experience an inexplicably blissful sense of joy and ease and love that has nothing to do with what's happening externally in your life. And perhaps in these experiences, you've discovered a profound aspect of yourself that's just naturally at peace, resting in unconditional love and inner freedom. And it's an aspect of you that seems to exist outside of time somewhere, beyond all suffering, struggle, and wounding. And if so, you have indeed tapped into 5D consciousness, in which you and this higher aspect of yourself have merged and become one, even if it's only temporary. You know, for some, it can be startling to experience this higher consciousness for the first time. It feels brand new, and yet it can also feel intimately familiar, as if you've just suddenly entered a profoundly loving place in which you find a being you once knew long ago and had somehow lost track of. And tears of recognition and joy may overwhelm you with this, mingled with a deep feeling of grief of having somehow lost consciousness of this essential part of yourself. But there's also a sense of something connecting within you at long last, an enormous piece of the puzzle suddenly fitting together. You recognize that this higher aspect of you, beyond anything else, is what you have been searching for your entire life. And a delicious sense of relief and gratitude can just fill your being with this. If you've experienced anything like this, even for just a few moments, it's something you never quite forget. It remains a powerful reference point for you. You know you've touched into something profoundly meaningful within you, and it's no wonder you yearn for more awakened experiences with it. And it can be frustrating when it feels too difficult in the still continuing 3D, 4D reality to either discover or create that kind of experience again. So, how can you find a way, even before the Earth makes the shift into the fifth dimension and everyone who's still here shifts with her, to have an experience of this higher dimension within your own consciousness now? And how can you sustain it? It's important first to explore this deep, essential aspect of yourself. What exactly is it? It's been given many names throughout history, and particularly in today's Western world, such as divine self, higher self, God self, true self, or simply soul. And for simplicity's sake, that's the term I'm going to use here. But in doing so, I'm hoping to leave behind any limited religious notions that have been attached to this term. What I refer to with the word soul is not some flickering little light inside you that people often imagine it to be. The soul I speak of is actually who you are. It vibrates at a much higher rate than your body or your mind. Your human being form is an aspect of this soul, not the other way around. Your body-mind form is a part of your soul that it has extended itself down into on the physical plane. What you can discover is that your soul is much larger than your physical body. It's a very subtle but powerful energetic presence that surrounds and envelops you. In a way, your body fits inside your soul, although most of the soul actually exists somewhat up over your head. And what you can discover is that one of the main portals into the soul is located in your sacred heart, which we're going to be talking about here. But no matter where or how you may experience the soul, what I wish to explain here is that one of the most common reasons your deep experience with your soul can feel blocked is the presence of energetic patterns that have gotten stuck in your body. And these are made up of negative emotions and beliefs such as fear and anger, despair, guilt, shame, all coming through some form of trauma you've experienced. And this is the main reason to enter onto a healing path, to clear out these emotions and beliefs and conflicts and traumas that have been caused by ignorance and have served to diminish your experience of yourself as a soul. And you can also discover that the more healing you do to clear out the mental and emotional distortions that your experience in 3D reality has brought about, the more your soul can enter more fully into your mental, emotional, and physical bodies. And the more direct experiences of merging with the soul you can have. If you're in the process of doing your inner healing work simply in hopes of diminishing your suffering and creating a more positive life experience, this can be helpful on your spiritual path, but at some point you will likely realize that what you're attempting to heal is not actually who you are. Who you are, the soul, does not need healing. It's the ego personality self that needs it. What you can also discover is that the identification you've had with your ego personality self during this incarnation is only temporary. Working on healing it is important, and this must be done. But it's important to keep in mind that healing this ego human self is perhaps not the most meaningful goal you could adopt, nor is it a task that ever seems to end. Have you ever noticed that? But instead, you can see the healing you're doing as a step you take in order to clear your way to more fully experience yourself as a soul and to more fully establish your identification with it. And once this merging is complete, you will know that 5D consciousness has anchored itself within you, and that living fully in 5D can become an ongoing reality. So, is there any way to experience this merging with your soul, besides continuing a long process of healing and attempting to fully wake up to who you are through extensive spiritual practices? There is. And that's because there are powerful waves of high-frequency light and love that are now streaming onto the earth. These are precursors to the waves of light of the event that will eventually arrive here. And you can learn how to use these waves and essentially even kind of hitch a ride on them. And in doing this, you can find yourself beginning to experience the many different facets of your soul, such as peace and love and beauty, freedom, bliss. These waves of light carry all of these 5D frequencies and much more. And you can experience them at any time. It can happen most easily, probably, while you're in meditation. But an experience can also happen out of nowhere when you're in the middle of any activity in your life. Just being aware of these frequencies now flooding the earth can open your access to them, and you can learn to work with them in your healing process. And then, at some point, after consciously tuning into them and experiencing them for a while, you may feel a dropping away of your identification with the ego personality self and experience the profound merging with your soul. So, how can you do this? How can you experience your soul more deeply by using these new waves of energy? There are many ways, of course, but I'm going to offer one way here. And this initially involves becoming aware of what may be blocking your access to your sacred heart and the passageway within it that leads into the experience of your soul. And then clearing these blocks and releasing them into the healing energies of the new waves of light. So, why don't we start here with you just getting really comfortable and relaxing your body into your chair. Maybe take some deep breaths and just feel yourself sinking comfortably down into yourself. And now let's just call in divine light to enter your body, flowing down through your crown chakra and all the way through you, and then all around you, and radiating out from you. Just see and feel this light. And let's bring in some beings of light to assist you with this process, whomever you relate to. It may be archangels, certain ascended masters, teachers, or even certain ET groups you might feel an affinity with. Let's just call them in right now. And feel yourself relaxing even more deeply, letting go of all muscle tightness. Just let it go. Let go of all thoughts and concerns about your day, about tomorrow. Just let it all go for now. And just concentrate on how deeply relaxed you are becoming. And now see if you can tune into your soul, whatever that means to you, and however it may feel to you at this point. You might be able to feel it as a subtle energy all around you and through you, or see it as a light within you. Or you may not be able to feel anything much at all. Let that be okay. Most people can't. This is just a reference point for you now, at this point in the process. Okay, so now just draw your awareness to your heart chakra. As you may know, there are actually two aspects to the heart chakra, a lower part and a higher part. The lower heart is the emotional heart. This part of the heart can feel a lot of joy and tenderness, but it can also feel conflict and fear and hurt and feel closed or blocked at times. It experiences the lower frequencies of the emotion of love, which is often confused with or mixed with the emotions of need, possessiveness, desire, and lust. And it's also often conditional. We all know these experiences, right? The human heart is a big part of our experience here. But your higher heart is very different. It's often called the sacred heart. And this is just slightly above your emotional heart. You can feel the entrance there. Your sacred heart is a beautiful space within you, and it has a vast dimensional depth to it. It's where your knowing of Source exists, and your knowing of yourself as an extension of Source. And it's where your experience of divine, unconditional love resides. And where your knowing of yourself as divine love resides. Become aware of this right now. When you really explore your sacred heart, you can begin to experience your full power as a spiritual being and know your sovereignty as a multi-dimensional soul. And you can also see and begin to understand that any sense of separation from Source that you may feel is caused by restrictions of the 3D reality you live in, that the sense of separation is not a natural inherent part of who you are. There is something there that is causing this sense of separation. You can begin to understand that there are thoughts and beliefs and emotions caused by past trauma and conflict that are stuck in your physical body and also your energetic bodies, that keep you in a sense of separation from knowing yourself as soul. And if you can find that you can clear these, the pathway into the soul becomes more open and accessible to you. So, with this understanding, see if you can now step just outside your body to a point of observation. Become an observer of your body on an energetic level. You just need to shift your point of attention to do this. See if you can see or feel your whole body from the outside, and then also see into the body to the various organs and body processes going on there, not literally, but on an energetic level. You may see all of this, or maybe just sense it, or just know it, or you may hear information about it. We're all different, but just get a feeling that your body is there in front of you in some way, and ask your guides to help you with this. And now, see if you can begin to become aware of any negative emotional and mental patterns that are stuck in your body from past experiences you've had. These may look or feel like energetic patterns, or there may be images, there may be shapes or colors or textures of something that feels stuck in there. Or perhaps you can hear information about them. Just see if you can begin sensing them there in whatever way they might appear. The main areas that blocks often get stuck in are the heart, the digestive system, and the brain. They can appear in places all over the body, but we're just going to check these three areas for today. But let's start with calling in the healing energies of the new fifth dimensional waves of light and love that are currently streaming in. Just call them in and see if you can feel them flowing in and around you, very available to you. And then let's begin with looking and feeling into your heart, the lower emotional aspect of it. Ask your guides to help you become aware of what difficult memories are stuck in there, what wounding, what hurt, what negative emotions, beliefs, trauma, or conflict. What memories come up that wish to be released at this time? They may have come from this life or even previous lives. Just see what appears. Is there abandonment that's occurred? Betrayal? Hurt? Maybe rage? Many of these blocks actually come from your childhood. And the emotions there are ones you couldn't handle when you were younger. And you had to hide them away in your unconscious mind. See if there are those emotions there, and if there are negative beliefs about yourself that you adopted because of these experiences. Or maybe there are emotions from difficult relationships you've had since childhood. What's there? Allow it to become clear. What wants to be known and then released? When something emerges into your awareness, just let it be. Allow it to come into full consciousness and accept its presence without resisting it. See if you can feel compassion for yourself as you observe and experience it, knowing how you couldn't allow it up into full consciousness before because it felt like it would be just too painful. But know that now you can do this. And if shame or guilt also arise with the memories, do the same with these emotions. Allow them, accept them, embrace them if you can. And if tears come with this, let them flow. Or you may feel a sensation of having to cough or to yawn. And if so, let these things happen. These are all ways of releasing energy. And now for just a few brief moments, completely and fully experience the painful emotions that have emerged. For these emotions to release, you need to briefly experience them fully. It's been your resistance or inability to feel them that has gotten them stuck to begin with. They need to be experienced, just briefly. And then, once you've done this, see everything involved in this experience being wrapped up into a ball. All the pain, the struggle, the hurt, negative thinking, and the beliefs. And let this ball just flow out into the light and love of the new energy waves and be dissolved by them. Just see this happening. And experience the light now swirling around and through you, sweeping out all fragments and debris these memories have left behind, clearing it all out so you can experience the clear and beautiful empty space that's now there, into which beautiful new energies can flow. And now perhaps you can look at your digestive system through the full length of it, from top to bottom. A lot of fear and anger can get stuck in this part of the body. Again, see if you can see or sense or hear what woundings might be stuck here that are ready to be known, fully experienced, and then released. What negative emotions, beliefs, and traumas are attached to different parts of your digestive system? Perhaps check your mouth and throat first. Is there anything there that surfaces or lights up? Are there perhaps unspoken words of rage, resentment, fear, or guilt? And then maybe you can check your stomach. Does anything come up in that area? What have you not been able to digest? What difficult emotions and beliefs about yourself are lodged there? They may all have to do with the same thing. There may be a number of things, but sometimes they're all clumped together if they're similar. Now check your gut and your colon area, that lower part of your digestive system. What memories and traumas and struggles want to be released there? Often feelings of abandonment and self-doubt are there. Survival fears, financial survival, health survival, they tend to lodge down in that area, along with hurt and anxiety. Chronic anxiety often is in the colon, and often rage that's never been expressed. What is there? Whatever you find, call it fully up into your awareness. Allow it all to be okay. Accept it. Be with it. See what it wants to tell you. What memories and emotions are part of it? And when they come clear, fully meet and experience them with compassion for yourself. Realize how hard it's been to have been going through your whole life with these things stuck in your body. And then, when you're ready, wrap it all up into a ball. Everything involved, all of it, and let it go. Call in the energies from the 5D waves of light to help you release all the pain and struggle. Just let it all go. This doesn't have to be hard. This is simple. It's how it is now. We can do this much more quickly than in the past. And just see, is there anything else here? If there is, Accept it, feel it deeply, and then let it release into the light. And now finally, let's take a look into your brain, all the different lobes, along with the pineal, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, and the hippocampus glands that are there. You don't need to know exactly where any of these are. They're just all up where your brain is. Look and feel into this area of your head. And again, what woundings are stuck here? What negative emotions, conflicts, traumas? What restrictive beliefs have you adopted that have held you captive? What judgments about yourself? Whatever comes up, allow it to be okay. Accept it. Be with it. See what it wants to tell you. And feel compassion for yourself. Experience the pain these emotions and beliefs have caused you. Realize how hard it's been for you to have been going through your life with these negative messages and emotions stuck in your brain. And when you're ready, let it all wrap up into a ball. All of it. Just all into this energetic ball. And call in the energies from the 5D waves of light and love to help you release all of it. Just let it go. And just see one last time, is there anything else in your body that wants to release? If so, let it go into the light. And just experience this light swirling around and through you, sweeping out all fragments and debris that these memories have left behind. And now just take a deep breath. And let's bring in some new positive energies to replace the old ones you've released. One simple way you can do this is with just saying some vibrationally powerful words to yourself, such as relaxed. Just say that word, relaxed. Feel it going into your body. Feel it emerging from your body. Calm, peaceful, free. As you say these words, just feel their vibrations in your body and your mind. Let them flow into your heart, your digestive system, and your brain, and then all through you. Or you can say something like, I feel comfort and ease. Those are two words that the body loves. Comfort, ease. Or I rest in well-being. Feel these vibrations wash through your lower 4 chakras in particular. Well-being, happy, pleasure, joy, fun, laughter. And now try words like loving, compassionate, gracious. Feel these vibrations in your heart and feel the truth of these qualities in you. They're already there. You're just calling them forward. And then you can bring in such frequencies as powerful, certain, confident, clear. Say them to yourself and feel the sense of empowerment and confidence as a spiritual being these kinds of words bring in. These are all natural, inherent qualities within you. You don't have to create them. You simply need to find them. They've just often been obscured by the energetic blocks that have lodged in you. But you can now experience them more fully because you have released some of those blocks. So at this point, see if you can now again become aware of the energy of your soul around and within you. It's a gentle, subtle energy, but a very powerful, stable force that you can sense. It's always there, supporting you. It embraces you. It holds you steady. As you become aware of it, see if you can just merge with it, become one with it. This is you. This soul is always there, always present. You're just not always able to feel it due to the blocks in your body. You just need to start clearing these out, and this soul energy will come present within and around you in astounding ways. This whole process is one you can continue at a later day, if you wish. We all have numerous blocks like these in our body that are getting ready to be released at this point because they can't go with us into the fifth dimension. So they want to be cleared. So if something challenging comes up for you and you find yourself reacting in habitual negative ways to it, this can tell you there are energetic blocks somewhere in your body that got stuck there in the past and are being activated by this current experience you're having. And you now have the choice to discover what they are and how to release them. Look to see or feel or hear where in your body you're holding them. That's the first step. And then you move into simply allowing them to be without resisting them. You accept them and embrace them with understanding and compassion for yourself. And then you briefly, fully experience them. And then call in the new healing energies that are present for you and release them into this light. And then you tune into your soul and feel it all around you, all within you, embracing you. And see if you can feel yourself merging with it. And you can check to see if this has helped to assuage your deep longing for a 5D existence of wholeness and joy and peace and love, all those qualities you so yearn for. It is a process, of course. It's gradual. But every time you release some of these blocks caused by past trauma and conflict, you have helped to further clear your pathway back to experiencing yourself as a soul. And remember, this releasing process is getting easier and easier as the new energies continue to flow in and become increasingly more powerful. So take advantage of them. So now, when you're ready, you can come back to your body and the room and open your eyes. And just rest for a while in the peace that you found within you. And for now, I send you many, many blessings and much love